Well, we're running late this morning because I had to sit and do some computer work. We'll just roll on here to the first trap. Cattle have been all around it, but no dog sign. Right, we're checking after night 5. We'll see what happens this morning. The Suzuki is running like a hairy dog, isn't it, Brandon? Eh? It's running terrible. I've unhooked the automatic choke, and at least I've got it to start and to run. Adjusted a few screws in and out on the carby, and we've got something, but there's an issue in there somewhere. They've been having an incredible season up here this year. The grass is as good as I've ever seen it. Some places it's up over the bonnet of the vehicle, and there's water in just about every gully and every creek. So what that's doing is just making it bloody difficult. Righto, this is good. There's my tracks from yesterday, and I've got dog tracks over the top of it. We might have something up here, Skunko. What do you reckon? Right, the dog's come straight down and gone straight past that trap set. It's not surprising me because there's 2 guys trapping in here part-time. Both of them work at the mines. Good guys, and they come in here and they have a bit of fun setting traps. What it does is it just educates the surviving dogs, and I'm sort of coming in here now not knowing where they have put traps, so I really don't know what to expect, and it'll probably be a couple of days before I can start to work these dogs out. And I'll have to use probably other techniques to catch them. Anyway, that's just what happens. Okay, I've pulled up down here at this creek crossing where I've got 2 traps. Get up, dog. Sit up, here, get on truck. Skunk's trying to mess up the scene. Sit down. Sit there. Sit. Righto. I see where a dog's come along here. It's come through. Looks like it's going through that way. Coming this direction. It hasn't walked on this track. It's just walked straight down that side of the road. It's one thing that they often do. Alright, now I've got a trap set there. I've got bitches urine there. Not interested at all. Right, so I'll refresh that with something else like a food base, because this looks like a young dog. Come over here. You can see where it's sat down here. Moved its feet around a little bit. Okay. Other trap set here. Nothing. This was a food base, and we had bitches urine up high. Right, I'll change this around now. I think we've got a young dog, maybe the second dog, the mate to the one that we caught yesterday. And if so, probably it's going to be more attracted by food. I haven't seen any goannas at all on this trip here, so and there's no pigs over this side of the property at the moment, so we probably can put food base lures very close here. I might even put another trap right on the side of the road, but the problem is here is the cattle come through, and the cattle will wreck anything there's a chance that the cattle will wreck it. I was very hopeful about this trap set down here in this gully, but so far it just hasn't performed. It is a really good sort of pinch point. If animals are coming through, this is the quickest and the easiest way through. Nothing. There doesn't even seem to be any good sign here. So to me that might be a good pinch point. It might appear to me to be a great place for dogs to come through, and we've certainly seen plenty of tracks there in the past coming through. We've taken a few dogs out of this area, and maybe the dogs I'm chasing now don't use that pinch point. And if so, those traps might be sitting there sort of not working until more dogs decide to use this track. So let's go up here to the dam and let's see if there's any sign around this dam. Right, something has kicked this one out. It's been right under the barbed wire. Right. Birds, calf, more like a pig. I think that's what that is. I think it's a pig. How you doing, boy? Hey, we're doing buffet. Trap's untouched. Oh, don't put any smell around it, just keep going. Nothing in this trap set either. Up there in that pile of logs. Unfortunately, in many ways due to occupational health and safety concerns, as well as the fact that it's really hard to get good workers in the bush these days. How do you compete when the mine jobs are offering, you know, $30, $40, $50, $70 an hour right next to the rural properties? How do you compete with those sort of wages? So a lot of landowners are going back to mustering with helicopters and contract musterers on horses. They're going away from their quad bikes. Again, risk of litigation. So sometimes you get cattle that run like that, and that's just the price we've got to pay for the times that we live in. To me, there's nothing better than mustering this country here on a good horse. You know, good horses, good cattle, you know, freedom to just go out and ride. This is a bit of the dilemma here. You can see there's been a lot of cattle through here, a lot of cattle along this road. I've got a trap set on the left-hand side there, on the point of the bank. And it's about the only place that hasn't had a cattle footprint put on it. It's survived. It's been in there now for 5 days, 5 nights. But I just had a little bit of dog urine on it. Now I've freshened it up. I've gone and put a bit of fermented horse's hoof on it. One of the things I've used for many years. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens to that set now. I think what'll happen, the first mob of cattle will come along, will smell that stronger scent, and they'll wreck the trap. So it's now touch and go whether a dog gets here before the cattle do. I see some dog tracks here on the road. Something's been going down in front of us. Now there's a gully up here. We've got 2 traps set in this gully. Let's see. That one's okay. No, nothing touched there. What are you looking, skunk? What are you looking at? Got a dog. Righto, let's go through. Righto, we got one. Well done. Okay, we've got a result. Came past here the first day, and we see where a dog had come through under the fence here. So I set 2 traps, came past again, we saw where something had tried to scratch it. It hadn't been caught, pretty cunning. And what's happened here, I refreshed the scents up yesterday, and this dog's come and got caught in the first trap on the drag, and it's dragged it straight down here and actually then caught itself in the second trap, which is unfortunate, but anyway, it didn't go anywhere. So we've got our 6th dog for the trip so far. A very red dog, this one. Not much white on it, a little bit on the foot there, full paw catch. And yeah, caught in that trap up there, it's come through, caught in the second trap down here. Okay, sit dog, sit. I've had a dog up the drag here, right through. Yep, this is where this carcass is. And we've had something in here, but it's got out. You don't usually, if you get a dog in one of these traps, they stay in. It's a fair lump. I think that's more like a pig. I don't think it was a dog that we've caught. I think it's might have been a pig, but a dog has come through, so I might have just missed their opportunity. But I think we'll put a trail camera here and reset the trap. Let's see what happens. I set a trap here last night at this gateway because I thought that's probably a good crossing point. We've got cattle pads coming in from every direction, tracks going out. It's like a real hub. It's on the top of a ridge. It's leading in from some steep country. Everything there is, you know, shows if a dog was going to come wandering through here, this is one of the quickest ways. So I thought I'll just take a risk. There didn't seem to be too much cattle activity, so I'll take a risk and I'll put a trap in here. It's been kicked out of the ground as well. Didn't even last one night. I still think it's a good place. I'll set it again and we'll try again. And nobody can say that I live too rough. Look at this. Judy's made me up mushroom chicken. Beautiful foil container, pre-cooked. I'm down here by the dam. Had a good wash up. And a beautiful meal to keep me going. Thanks, darling. On the previous trapping run, there was goannas everywhere, every track. You dragged a drag along the road, any scent on the road, you had goannas following you. I have not seen one in this country at all up here now. So different areas are different. This so humid at the moment. The grass is up like this high. You see before there I had grass coming over the top of the bull bar. It's that thick. So I've used the roo leg. Now righto, roos are fully protected. They're a native animal, fully protected over here, but you can get permits to shoot them for skins and for meat, and landowners can get like mitigation permits where they can shoot a certain amount each year on their property. There's a shoot and let lie sort of rule. Truth is, most landowners don't worry about that. They just, no, heck, so we're not going and getting a permit for anything. That's just the way it is. Now, we've got some of the talking heads out there going, you're killing all the kangaroos, you can't do that, right? The landowners saying they're eating all my grass. Oh, your grass, you're growing too much grass, your cattle are farting too much and they're wrecking the ozone layer. Back and forwards. I think the truth is, we've got more water in this country than there has ever been, ever, because landowners have put more dams in because they need to water their cattle, because it's a commercial enterprise. The grass here, grass like this, most of it improved pasture grasses. Now, why are they there? Why is that improved pasture grass there? Because we're running stock, we're running sheep or cattle basically. So it's primary production. You're growing too much grass, you're cutting down too many trees. And we say, are your bellies full? When you go to a supermarket, have you got groceries? See what happens when we've got to rely on imports all the time to get the food you need to eat, right? If you're healthy and you've got a little bit of grease on your ribs, right, because you haven't done too bad, thank a farmer. Thank a farmer for what they've done. So righto, we've got more grass, more water, and more kangaroos and more wild dogs than we have ever had in the history of this country. That's the way it is, folks.